What's going on, friends? It's your boy Danny Brasco Bets, your host here at Pick Profit and Free Pick Guru, getting you a free play today in the Miami Heat versus Sacramento Kings matchup. Taking a look at this one, and well, we cashed yesterday against the Heat. We had the Warriors to make it 5 free picks in a row. The streak continues on. You guys know me and my streaks. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the money moving in and take a look at this matchup. Well, the Heat now move to 11-17 straight up, 9-18-1 against the spread. Yikes, one of the worst cover rates in the NBA next to the Wizards. Kings, 12-15 straight up, 13-14 against the spread. Miami on the second leg of a back-to-back in this one, and that's going to be tough for them, of course, after losing a heartbreaking one in overtime, much to our happiness because we cashed on that one. But Kings are going to be a few days rested, so they'll have the rest advantage for sure in this one. Taking a look at the injury reports for both these teams, well, actually interesting stuff here. Goran Dragic, questionable for the Heat. He's been dealing with an ankle injury, but now been missing so much time. But if he goes, that's a massive addition for the Heat, of course. He's the key orchestrator on that offense. When he's the primary ball handler and he's distributing, their offensive efficiency is way higher. You know, Jimmy Butler notching back-to-back triple-doubles, obviously a great ball handler, but you want him playing off the ball. He can do a lot more, I think, as the not the primary ball handler. And if Goran Dragic comes back, I think the Heat will love that in a major way. Of course, Avery Bradley's still out, and backup shooting guard Silva questionable on this one with a hip injury. We'll see if he goes. Not that big of a deal to me either way. Looking at the Kings injury report, Harrison Barnes is going to be out in this one. He's got a foot injury, and Richaun Holmes. Richaun? Am I saying Richaun? Is that? I don't know how to pronounce his first name. Holmes, power forward, going to be out with a knee injury. So also Metu, power forward, off the bench, out with a wrist injury. He actually dunked over Jonas Valanciunas when they played the Grizzlies. Hung on the rim and went for a ride on his back. Valanciunas did not like it much. Tossed him off him onto the ground, and he actually kind of fractured his wrist, I believe, on that fall. So no Metu. He's actually a nice piece off the bench for him. So a few key guys out for the Kings here. We'll see how they go at home. And speaking of their home record, they're not very good at home. They're 7-10 straight up at home. They're 6-11 against the spread at home. Well, I can't say too many great things about the Heat on the road. Heat 4-10 away and 5-9 against the spread away. So neither team really good in this spot necessarily. You know, it's tough right here. Taking a look at some rankings for these teams and statistics. Well, the Heat offensively, bad ratings. They're 27th in total scoring, 16th at least in field goal percentage, so not terrible there. But 24th in three-point percentage. At least they get to the free throw line a good deal, and they're not rebounding the ball on the offensive side very well. So not really good ratings on offense there. Kings, obviously, that's what they do. They're 13th in total scoring. They're top 10 in field goal percentage, and they're top 15 in three-point percentage. So they're doing a little bit better there, but they're not a very good rebounding team themselves either. So nothing great can be said about crashing the glass for these teams. He crashed the glass much better on defense, at least. Kings don't rebound the ball very well. Now they're missing Holmes. So the edge there for the Heat, actually, if you're thinking about, you know, if it comes down to effort plays and some key kind of fundamentals in this one against two teams that are on losing streaks right now. So taking a look at the defense, and this is where the key difference is to me. Heat, 7th in total scoring allowed, 5th in field goal percentage against. They play good defense. When they're locked in, they're tough to beat. Sacramento, one of the worst defenses in the league. They're second to worst in total scoring allowed. They're dead last in field goal percentage against. They let opponents just rain on them. They are second to last in three-point percentage against. And that's not good. So look, the Heat are struggling offense. They're on a skid themselves. They're on a 3-game losing streak right now after losing to the Jazz, the Clippers, and the Warriors, all good teams. Prior to that, they were on a 4-game win streak, so it looked like they had found some things. Now they encounter some tough teams on a West Coast road trip. That was hard to say. And they have the Lakers next. I just feel like this is a must-win spot for the Heat right now. I mean, I don't think they're going to beat the Lakers, and they're really struggling right now. They got to find something. I know it's the second leg of a back-to-back. I know, coming off an overtime loss. Look, it's a kind of a sketchy spot here for them. But the Kings have lost their last 4. Prior to that, they had won 4. So win 4, then lose 4. They're on a slide right now, losing to Philadelphia, Orlando, Memphis, and Brooklyn. They're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. And I'm not too confident the Kings, even though they have a big rest advantage. I just don't love this matchup for them, especially without Barnes, especially without Holmes. I think the Heat are going to have to play motivated at some point. Like, that was my worry about yesterday's game, picking the Warriors. The Heat are going to play motivated. You know, Bam Adebayo rallying the troops in the locker room. I heard a lot of stuff about that, and I was like, shit, I might take a loss because, you know, the Heat are going to play with the fire under their ass. Spoelstra's going to get it together. But they gave out in the second half. It could be that it continues on like that and the second half moves over to this Kings game, I just think at some point they got to, light the fire, light the fuse, and get it done. And I'm seeing this as a good spot against a terrible defense in the Kings versus, an offense that's struggling to get their efficiency going. If Dragic plays, that could be a huge boost. And maybe they play with some heart here on the second leg of a back-to-back, get good bench scoring. I'm seeing a nice game out of Duncan Robinson, out of Tyler Hero. Obviously, the Kings don't defend the three ball well. And taking a look at the betting trends just to close this thing out, about half the bet slips and half the money evenly split right now amongst the Kings and the Heat. Slight edge to the Heat on the money side, but it looks like early sharp action moved the line, opened up at a Heat -3, then people came in on the Kings, it looks like. At least the early sharps did, and now it's Heat -1. And that's where I'm going to play it. Little scary, but I think the Heat find their way in this one and pick up a West Coast win, even on a second leg of a back-to-back, before they take on the Lakers. This one they got to have. No Barnes, no Holmes. Good mismatches for the Heat here, and maybe a little bounce-back win after taking a heartbreaking loss to the Warriors. So we're going to go Heat -1, and that's going to be the free pick of the day. Heat -1. Good luck to anyone tailing this bet. Let's go get this bread. Let's keep the streak alive. Booyah, Kasha.